Hello and welcome to Be Bougie, Be Hippie. It's me. We are here. It is spring. It is spring, and maybe that doesn't have as much of an impact on you if you don't live in New England, but woo, we are here. Oh man, I'm joking about how exuberant I am about it, but I'm also not at all. Today was the first day of spring. I'm recording this on the 20th, and my friend Amanda and I, it was 45 and cloudy and misty and just not great out. But we were like, you know what? We are going to begin this spring season outdoors. So we went for a beautiful run. We had a really nice time together. I love those friends that are just so easy. Those are the only type of friends that I want to be around, are the ones, and I am, that they are my friends. The ones that you can pick up where you left off. There's no grudges when you don't see each other for a month or 6 months, and you can randomly just send each other encouraging reels, and it's all good. Like everything is good. Nobody's over expecting or needing from you, and vice versa. And when I get together with my friends, it's just so, it fuels me up. Like that's when you know that it's real friendship, when it fuels you, not when you leave and you feel like the life has been sucked out of you. That's not what we're talking about today, but thank you so much for that digression of ADD, Eileen. Anyway, I am glad that you are here. Take a deep breath. I need to uncross my legs. I want to share a story. Just get very intentional with your energy right now. Maybe swallow, maybe smile, maybe tell yourself, like, I'm going to give myself the next 20-ish minutes, however long we're going to be together, just to be here in this energy, in this space with me right now. So from the last episode, and if you've been listening to Bougie Hippie, you know I connect with my guides, and I really enjoy listening to the intuitive guidance of my guides, and one of them, who I told you is Elle. And so I was doing a meditation, as I do every morning, and I'm sitting there, and I felt resistance at first. Like I was just curmudgeon about it. I was like, I don't want to do that. And I'm scrolling through and I'm like, I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that one. And then I finally told myself, or I heard, like, stop focusing on what you don't want. Like, now focus on what it is that you do want. And so I scrolled up, and on the next page, I was like, ooh, that looks really good. I want to do that. It's like, okay, source, like, heard. First message was stop focusing on what you don't want and recalibrate or pivot your intentional energy, your mindset on what you do want. And I think that in itself could be an entire episode, but that is how my day began at 5:30 the other morning. So now I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to focus on what I want. I'm going to focus on what I want. I'm going to focus on what I want. And so I'm playing as the meditation is rolling, and this woman's talking, and her voice is very smooth, and she's like, take a deep breath. And now my mind though was like, okay, what do I want? What do I want? And it was breath work. So there was a breathing exercise in it. And at one point, I'm like halfway through this 22-ish minute meditation. And all of a sudden, I'm holding my breath, and she says, like, squeeze your abs and feel the energy, like suck it up your chakras. And now with your third eye, like look up and feel the pressure on your pineal gland. And so I feel like I'm in this space that I've been here many, many times. I've meditated like this many times. And then I heard Elle, or one of my guides, as I'm holding my breath and I'm here and I'm like, oh, and I'm tight, blah, 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 clear your mind, say, is it working yet? And I just burst out into tears, not, excuse me, into laughter. Not into tears, into tears of laughter. And I'm sitting out in the dark in my living room at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm laughing because I'm hearing this. I'm like, oh my gosh, relax, Eileen, relax. Is it working yet? Like, we do all these things. Like, we know what we want. You know what you want. You may not know exactly how you want it to come about, but you know what you want. So you know you want better health. You know you want more money. You know you want time freedom. You know you want healthy, happy relationships. Like the way that we get in our own way, and when we get so, so, so specific about how it needs to show up, when it needs to show up, who it needs to be with, we block ourselves off and we start doing all these things, or we start focusing on that's not it, that's not it, that's not them, that's not how I feel, that's not the jean size, that's not the amount of money, that's not it, blah blah blah. And we start pointing, and what we're doing is we're actually getting ourselves curmudgeon. We're getting ourselves just in this ball of resistance. We're getting ourselves in the energy of like, let me just try all this stuff. If I try harder, if I hold my breath longer, if I sit in meditation longer, if I visualize it more often. But the reality of it is, and this is why I cracked up and burst into laughter, was because Elle poked in and it was like, it reminded me of Robin Williams when he comes out of the genie lamp in Aladdin and just kind of like brings his body and he's like, is it working yet? Like, oh my gosh, relax. That was the ultimate, like, relax, stop trying, stop doing, like, let what feels good be enough. Let the simple desire of, it would feel really nice to have more free time, and letting that be okay, instead of right after, man, I'd love to have more time freedom, but I have this, but I have that, but I can't make that happen. Da, da, da. And then we go and we do what I was doing with the meditations. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And what happens is the law of attraction goes, what are you focusing on? Okay. Yep. Send it in. Send it in. Yeah. Focusing on that. Like, your magnet for what you don't want becomes so big that the universal laws have no choice but to match that magnet. So if you come from a place of ease, of not doing as much, and I know this can sound contradicting because you're like, wait, I thought I was supposed to be doing this, thought I was supposed to be doing, meditating, I thought I was supposed to be visualizing, I thought I was supposed to be writing things down and scripting. And the answer is yes. But when you have yourself so verklempt, when you have yourself in such a tight knot, and you have the energy of, is it working? Then you're actually in alignment with more resistance than you are with more allowing or becoming or joy or happiness or peace or ease. So I'd like to challenge that when you're thinking about it working, or when is it coming, or am I doing this right, you are actually in resistance. So instead, it's okay, I just asked for more time freedom. What would I do with more time? What would I do? Would I read a book? Would I write a book? Would I start a side business? Would I go out to lunch with a friend? Would I you know, craft? Would I paint? Would I walk more? Would I exercise more? Would I cook more, expansive meals? Like, focusing on the good that comes from a good feeling or a good thought is way more potent and powerful than, is it working? Okay, well, I can list these 15 reasons why it's not working right now. And then I'm going to call up my friend and I'm going to tell her why it's not working. And then she's going to give me evidence. Yeah, you know what? It's not working in my life either. And this is what I have going on. And before you know it, you're surrounding yourselves with all the things that go against what it is that you are trying so hard to make happen. So I'm sitting here and now I'm finishing up the rest of the meditation, and I am like giggling to myself. And now I don't even know what this lady's saying because I'm in my own dialogue and in my own world. And then I just take this big, deep breath, and my eyes are still shut, and I start to realize how comfortable I feel. And I start to realize how ease and peaceful, easygoing my energy feels. And then before I know it, I'm visualizing places that I dream to be, and circumstances and situations with people that I dream to be in, and I find myself just flowing and going down this path, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is it. So it does take intention, because if I weren't up at 5:30, if I weren't in a routine of waking up and of sitting with self and of meditating, I wouldn't have had the download and the realization of, I'm allowing more ease and more peace into my life. So it's important to set ourselves up. But what we don't want to do is have such high or harsh expectations on what that thing that we're going to do is going to avail us in that moment. And that is the practice. That is the work. That is what we all who do these kind of things, who listen to podcasts like this, who are into self worth and healing and growth and financial abundance, and everyone who is into being where they are and desiring to be somewhere else, this is the process of it. You do put it into place. You do. I always go to working out, because you want to be fit, you want to feel healthy, you want to be agile and flexible and strong and confident, and it only gets you so far when you buy the fancy pair of sneakers. It only gets you so far when you buy the gym membership. So our job is to show up, and it can be messy at first. You go to the gym and you're like, what the hell do I do? And I remember when I started working with weights, like really working with weights, I was like, you know what my goal is today? My goal today is to break a sweat. My goal is to try something new that I've never tried before. And my goal is to try to, like, I was doing a ton of squats at the time. Like, I want to try to squat a bigger, free weight than I ever have before. And what did I do? I went and I did it. And it was this broad and easy goal and intention. But when we put these heavy expectations, because this is also what happens when we put expectations on when and how and what and where our dreams are going to come into fruition, is we end up grabbing a lot of victims along the way, and we start pointing the finger at other people. Oh, it must be because of them that I'm not getting to where I be. If I didn't have all these kids, if I didn't have that boss, if I didn't have that spouse, if I didn't come from that place. And so when we're so harsh on our whys, hows, whats, whens, instead of, that would feel really, really nice. And now I'm going to list 10, 15 reasons why it would feel really good, and what I would do with that time freedom, financial freedom, health freedom, happiness in the relationship, fulfillment in the relationship. Instead, so many of us are conditioned to look at what's not working. And if you find yourself, it's a great question to ask yourself, am I in resistance mode right now, or am I allowing? Am I in alignment, or am I in resistance? And relationships, especially the people closest to us, we started this talking about friends, they can really trigger and pinpoint the parts of us that we are curmudgeon about, that we are stuck, that we are making excuses for ourselves, that we are believing and buying into our own bullshit. Oh, yep, that's why I can't have it, because that person is too grumpy in my life. And instead going, okay, cool. Am I in resistance, or am I in allowing right now? And when we start to point the fingers, this is a saying that I heard a very, very long time ago, and I hated it until I didn't. And it was, if you are pointing one finger at somebody else, you have three fingers pointing back at you. And ultimately, what that means is everything, every relationship, every thought, every reaction, every emotion that you're having is something that is either in resistance or in alignment with what you desire. So, asking ourselves these questions, coming to this place, not being curmudgeon when we are exploring something. And what is the ultimate reason? We have this culture that goes back to, like, you got to know your why. You got to know your why. You got to know why you're doing this. And that is a great thing, because that is really solidifying the intentions on days when you just don't feel like waking up at 5:30, so you can be in the exact moment where you're going to get the download that's going to give you the free flowing energy that actually feels like more momentum than the 15 other things that you were doing. But we kind of have to take, what we were doing with the willingness to do the things in order to be at the right place at the right time for when it gets you. And by getting you, it's like you get bit by the alignment energy, and then you feel that rush of emotion, you feel that rush of euphoria, you feel that rush of possibility, you feel that rush of love and confidence. That is alignment. That is alignment. And I know I was starting to go somewhere with that, but you know what? We're gonna let that rock, and we're gonna leave that there. So I guess I have some questions for you. What is it that you want? I'm not talking about the specifics of it today, but what is it that you truly want? And maybe instead of what do you want, what is it that you want to feel on a regular basis? What is it that you consistently want to experience within your emotions? Because that is ultimately how manifesting works. That is how the law of attraction works. That is how our makeup works. The beautiful dance between our ethereal, our energy body, our physical body, our mindset is, first we have a thought, then we choose an emotion. And then from that emotion, we choose a reaction or an action. So how is it that you want to feel? And then you go from there. You go from there and you really let those feelings grow. And if you're in a curmudgeon place, like I was, and you know what the crazy thing is about being in, and I guess we're just going to call it a curmudgeon place, this place of resistance, is I didn't even know it. I wasn't in a bad mood. I wasn't feeling prickly about anything. I wasn't overtired. I wasn't mad that I was up at 5:30. I was just trying really, really hard to do the things. And that's when my guides, it was like I felt like he came in, he made me laugh, and then it was like an energetic rub on the back, like ease up, ease up, ease up. It's all going to be good. Today, here is your homework for today. Before you walk into your house, take a deep breath. My intention is just to feel good. My intention is to feel good, and I'm going to find the good in any circumstance, situation, conversation, or anything that happens when I walk into this room. If you're going to go work out, you know what? This is going to be one of the best workouts that I've ever had in a long time. Not because maybe you're hitting a personal record, or you feel like you've sweat out the most calories. It's because you're in this new state of alignment and you're realizing that what you're doing right now is just as important at what's coming when you are that version of yourself. Because how do we get there? It's not by do yourself into a hole, do yourself into, an insane asylum, do yourself into, burnout and fatigue. It's the vibration. It's the feeling and the emotion. So when you're feeling into that, that is a big win. That is what you should be celebrating. That is where you can say, okay, cool. Yeah, I know the difference between the feeling of resistance and the feeling of alignment. And I'm in alignment right now. This feels so good. I want to celebrate this. I want to attract more of this. So now I'm going to start thinking about all the things that I can bring into my good vibes bank in this moment, that I'm celebrating that I am at such ease and in alignment and I am not resisting. You can do this. You've been doing this. You can do this because you know the difference between feeling good and not feeling good. And you know the difference between trying something new and coming from a place of openness and willingness and being closed off and being curmudgeon and having that internal grip. We experience that a lot here in this vortex. But it's very important to recognize when it's happening within yourself. And that is another one of the gazillion reasons why meditation is so potent and so powerful. You've heard it so many times. It's a journey, it's a process. You are becoming, and you will never stop. You will never stop becoming. You will never stop dreaming. If you have proved to yourself that what you dream and desire can come true. And here's some more homework. I bet you can look around your life right now and you can remember when the physical things that you have, or the people that are in your life, or the children that you have, you can recall a time in your life when they or that or it was just a thought, and it was just a prayer, and it was just an intention. So we are creative beings. We are capable of expanding. We are here to experience and expand. So if you can look back and say, you know what, I am a co-creator. I am here to create my reality. And look, I can prove that from what I've already experienced. You will always be in the phase and the process and the journey. But as you go, you're going to receive and experience and see and feel and have different things along the way. So as Elle would say, he's up. Is it working yet? It is working. It is always working. We are the ones that either resist it or come into alignment with it. Okay, I am done. Ooh, if you want more on manifesting, I have a Unstuck. It is a mini manifesting course. You can go ahead at the bottom of this show in the show notes. You can go ahead and grab it's like an hour and a half all the way through, but I do encourage you. It's a go at your own pace. There are worksheets that go with it. And if you don't want to do that and you want to start with the 30-minute free manifesting masterclass, the link will be below for that as well. But you are loved. You are supported. You are so, so worth it. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.